What if I told you that the strongest faith in the room was not coming from the adults, not from the parents, not even from the pastor, but from a 6-year-old girl? A girl so small yet so sure that she believed God before there was any evidence. This is not just a story about faith. This is a story about how the belief of a child ended up healing an adult who was quietly breaking. This is the story of Tanya, the girl who believed. Tanya was only 6 years old. 6. She attended children's church every Sunday, like any other child. Same small chairs, same songs, same noisy classroom. But there was something about her that made people pause and look twice. She wasn't loud. She wasn't troublesome. She wasn't the type of child that demanded attention, yet somehow attention followed her. Tanya sat in the second row of the children's church class every Sunday, her small feet dangling above the floor, her Bible always too big for her hands. She had a gentle voice, but when she spoke, people listened. When she prayed, the room felt different. The children's church teacher noticed it early on. Not in a suspicious way, but in that quiet way you notice light in a dark place. Tanya listened deeply. She prayed slowly. She spoke to God like someone who knew him. And every Sunday, without fail, Tanya brought 2 offerings, not once in a while, not on special Sundays, every single Sunday. At first, nobody questioned it. Children do funny things after all. But one day, the teacher gently asked her, half smiling, half curious, "Tanya, why do you always bring 2 offerings?" Tanya didn't think. She didn't hesitate. She didn't smile like a child making up a story. She said, "One is for me, the other is for my baby brother." The teacher paused. "Baby brother?" She tried to play along. "Oh, how old is he?" Tanya answered calmly. "He's not here yet, but he's coming." There was something in her tone that didn't sound imaginary. It sounded settled. "Coming when?" the teacher asked. Tanya replied, "By December." No excitement, no guessing, just confidence. What Tanya didn't know, or maybe she did know, was that her parents had been praying for another child for a long time. Quiet prayers, late-night prayers, the kind of prayers you whisper because saying them out loud hurts too much. They had learned how to wait, and how to smile, and how to say, "God knows best," even when their hearts were tired. But Tanya never stopped believing. At home, she reminded them constantly, "Mommy, don't forget my baby brother. Daddy, when he comes, I will help you. Please give me 2 offerings. One is for him." And every Sunday in church during prayer time, Tanya would raise her hand again. "Please let us pray for my mommy and my daddy." Then she would add, as if announcing a calendar event, "My mommy will give birth to my baby brother in December." Week after week, same prayer, same words, same certainty. What Tanya didn't realize was that her words were not only strengthening her parents, they were strengthening her teacher. Because unknown to the children, unknown to most people, the children's church teacher herself was going through a trial, a silent one. One of those seasons where you still show up, still smile, still teach, but inside you are questioning, waiting, hoping, and asking God if he still remembers you. And then here comes this 6-year-old girl, declaring things she cannot logically explain. No medical reports, no confirmation, no evidence, just belief. Slowly the teacher began to listen differently. If a child could believe this boldly, what excuse did an adult have to doubt? Then one day something changed. Tanya's mother discovered she was pregnant. Quiet joy, careful hope, gentle thanksgiving. The months passed. Tanya never adjusted her story. She didn't say, "Maybe." She didn't say, "Let's see." She said, "December." And in December, exactly as she believed, a baby boy was born, healthy, whole, alive. When Tanya saw her brother, she didn't scream. She didn't act shocked. She was full of excitement and thanksgiving to God for answered prayer. She smiled, the smile of someone watching a promise fulfilled. That Sunday in church, when the offering basket came around, Tanya stood up again. But this time, there were 3 offerings, one for herself, one for her baby brother, and one for Thanksgiving. And in that moment, the children's church teacher understood something she would carry forever. Sometimes God uses children to teach adults how to believe again. Sometimes faith doesn't come from experience, it comes from trust. And sometimes the miracle you're waiting for is already believed in by someone watching you. That was the day faith was restored, not just in a family, but in a heart that had been quietly waiting on God. And that is the story of Tanya, the girl who believed. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you to believe again, or if you're trusting God for something that hasn't happened yet, please subscribe for more real, faith-filled, inspiring stories like this. Share this with someone who needs hope today. And remember that sometimes the faith you need comes from the smallest voice.